Hi guys, I was going through my kit and I was finding all the different BBs and types of BBs that I've got, so I thought I'd just share them with you quickly and why I use them, which might change the way that you use yours. Okay, to begin with, box standard 0.2 BBs. That's the lowest weight I'd go to, and you can get these 0.12s. They're okay, you know, the quality made ones, most of them are the really cheap ones that are just two halves pushed together with a little lip around the edge which rips your hot rubbers apart and should never be used. I like double BBs, so there's all sorts of different makes out there. 01 do some, and these are the ASG versions, Mad Bull do some. They're pretty much of a muchness. They should all be roughly 6mm with a variance. So what we're aiming for is 5mm, almost 6mm. I mean, the tolerance on these ones here is plus or minus 0.1mm. Well, let's face it, if you're making schmillions of these, there's always going to be some corrupted ones in there that aren't going to be as fantastic. So you should always think about that. You know, if you don't want stoppages and you don't want your gun to jam up sometimes, you can't afford to take your gun too close or your barrel too close to what's going through it. Super polished are great. These travel a far distance. I find them great. As long as your hop's set right, no matter what BB you put in, you should be getting a reasonable distance. You know, if you go for the very heavy weights, you're going to have to put some more power behind it, but you're talking about snipers there. But a good polished BB is what you want. Now, depending on the situation, I'll use different BBs. So when I was being a sneaky sod, I'll use black BBs. Now, black BBs are quite a rare beat. These are 0.2s, and like I said, 0.2s are great. I just use them through my regular AEGs, and I use black BBs A, so that the enemy can't see me using them, but B, so I challenge myself, because it's very hard to aim. You can't follow your BBs and shoot a couple and then change your trajectory and where you're going. You've got to be able to aim, so I think BBs are fantastic, and especially for a player who wants to move on and give himself a bit more of a challenge. And then we go to the 0.25s. Now these are black 0.25s, once again giving me that challenge. But I would use 0.25s in a weapon that's maybe a little bit closer and you want some more accuracy from. Obviously the heavier the BB, hopefully the more it's going to fight through the air and it will spin with a truer trajectory towards your target. So 0.25s aren't going to go as far because they're heavier, but they should give you closer accuracy. I find them fantastic in pistols and other items like that, like single shot shotguns. Otherwise I stick to 0.2s. Normally I'd be playing with white BBs, but if I want to challenge myself, I'm into the black stuff. I could also challenge myself by in the woodlands using the green BBs. Blaster Pros, these a bit ago. I got quite a lot of them because I knew they were going to stop producing them. I believe they'd started producing them again, which is quite nice. But they're great, it's a great challenge. 0.2, sticking through your gun, the enemy can't see if you lay in a bush or something like that with a silenced pistol like a SOCOM. They've got no idea where it's coming from. But once again, you've got to be able to have skill to be able to fire them. You can't fire one BB and then follow the projectile because you can't see them. The only way you can tell is if you can see it impact somebody, or it moves the clothing, or you can hear the noise of it hitting the webbing. Interesting. 0.3s, well, I had a gas rifle which would only fire 0.3s well because the hop on it was too high and I couldn't knock it down even though I tried changing little ball bearings and all sorts of things in it. So I sold it at 0.3s. Didn't give me much range, gave me pretty good accuracy, and they fed really well, so I was using 0.3s for a bit. Got some of them left. And then snipers. Now, I've not used snipers for ages. Here's some straight 4.3s. Now these are actually strange little buggers. They're made of aluminium, which means they're soft, they're not going to shatter or anything like that, because I've heard about metal BBs shattering. They're great for the snipers, but they're Teflon coated, which means they've got an outer coating just like a frying pan, so when they're going down your barrel they don't stick or cause any resistance, and they do fly true and far. Fantastic for snipers. Remember, if you've got a chrono a sniper gun on BBs, always chrono it on 0.2s to make sure it's underpowered, and then you can start throwing in your heavier BBs. So that's some of the BBs that I use. .25s for pistols and one-shot shotguns or things like that. AEGs or anything like that. I normally use white BBs unless I'm getting sneaky, in which case I'm going down to black BBs. And the heavier ammo, well, only if it's required for me for specialist occasions. I wouldn't go into a skirmish and fire .3s at people at close range with a pistol, because there's a lot more power behind it and it's going to hurt somebody. You just don't need to do that. The top I would go for is .25s. Okay guys, hope that gives you a quick run through of different BBs. Cheers.